Hi and welcome to my channel. This is AMT Machine and Fab Shop. I do all sorts of stuff here, custom builds for cars, roll cages, fabrication, just your general machine shop. This is, I'm working on right now, one of my biggest projects I've probably undertaken. I'm doing a complete body swap on this R35 GTR. And what are we putting on it? Well, we got in a R34 GT, which is here. I've already started doing some work on this thing. As you can see, the front end's being cut off. I've got the floor taken out, just in preparation for getting it ready to go over the 35 chassis. I had to change this inner rocker structure because the old one came out and it wouldn't be able to slide down on the other chassis. So this is a new panel, dimple dyed, that's nice and flat so it can slide down. The car is going to have a lot of carbon fiber on it. We got the carbon inner door cards going in. We got carbon mirrors. We're also going to do carbon doors, hood, trunk, wing, whole bunch of stuff. And here's the 35, and this thing is pretty mint. So it's gonna be a bit of a shocker having to cut into it and take this body off, but it's what the customer wants to do and I'm willing to do it. So this is just the intro for this series. Yeah, and we'll get going on starting to take this apart. What I need to do first is go through some of the wiring, make sure I've got the headlights figured out and the taillights figured out. So we'll wire up the R34 headlights and taillights into this R35, make sure they're all functioning properly before I start going into the harness and disconnecting things. I want to make sure I get everything working first. So there you go, there's a quick intro and we'll get started. Well, here we are. We are getting underway. I have got the trunk out, the wing, some of the rear interior stuff. Just focusing on what I need to keep, which is the rear tail light, third brake light, this is like the automatic popper thing for the trunk. So working my way now. Next step, pull off the rear bumper so I can get the bumper off, get the tail lights out, and then I'll focus on wiring in the R34 tail lights, make sure that all works properly without getting any codes, and then I will move to the front and do the headlights. So next step now is get this up in the air and start working on it. Yo, so here's where we're at. We got the back of the car pulled apart, got the taillights and stuff sitting in here. We have a aftermarket rear camera. We've got the crash sensors off. For now, everything is just going to be disconnected. Battery's going to be disconnected. I'm going to have to fit this stuff back up temporarily, just to make sure everything's functioning properly. And a couple cool things that were on this car: full titanium exhaust, so that cool exhaust will be put on the R34 when we get that all set up. I'm gonna have to do some modding on the aftermarket bumper for the quad tips, but that should not be a problem. And yeah, just plugging away, taking off as many of the bolts as I can. It's always good to have a supply of fresh nuts and bolts, so I got a pretty big pile there, which is always good, and catch up with you later. some noise going on in the background, but so I've kind of deviated from figuring out the light situation at this point, and I'm just going at taking off the bodywork as much as I can, and yeah, getting through it. It's coming apart nice. There's a lot of figuring out to do because I gotta get this all back together in a different body, but I'll just give you a run around of the car and the parts piles. So yeah, we're getting there. Woo! Headlights are plugged in. All the electricals are plugged in. But ripping everything off. Ooh. These are parts for the R34 that I'm keeping. Those are parts for the R34 that are up for grabs. Here's the back. Lights are all plugged in. And if anybody needs parts for an R35 GTR in the bodywork, I've got a whole car in bodywork here that is available because we're not using any of this body. So give me a shout. Thanks. Bye. Yo, here we are on the R35 again. We've got all the lights working from the R34 on the R35. I'll just run you through. Pretty easy to do. Most of the plugs just went right in, and yeah, that's it for the light wiring. Alright, so we got the door cards coming off. We got to save all the electrical, so here we go. Couple tricky heavy ones in here, but easy enough to get.
There we go, door panel is off. Got to pull the window regulator and the sensors and switches off of the door latch mechanism. So I'm going to do that next. is the door switch. Gotta keep it for now anyway. All right, this door is now stripped, and just gonna pop the door off. Just need to, where's my 12 mil? There we go, door's coming off. Forgot one bolt. Done.
All right, we got Phil over here. He's doing some shitty machining on my machines. He's using a drill bit to machine a part, and yeah, not what you're meant to do. So I won't even. Should I? Yeah, no, not like that. Anyway, on the R35, I am pretty much ready to cut the roof off and section the car in half. I'll just show you what's going on here. We have sectioned the fuel lines because I'm gonna have to make all of those shorter. Drive shafts are out. Got the transmission cooler line thingy undone. That's gonna have to be shortened. The brake lines have to be shortened, so I made a little U piece here where these brake lines went in, so I don't lose the brake fluid, because bleeding out at ABS system is a pain in the butt. Let me lower the car here and I can show you what we got going on inside. And down she goes. Down, all the way down. All right, so we have removed all of the glass. All the glass is out, doors are out, side glass, rear glass, trunk is empty, last end of the car is empty, interior is out. Headliner, all the rear paneling, everything's out. This is how much I have to shorten the car. So I got to cut it all the way across in the two places, bring the car back together. I'm gonna have to redo the handbrake mount because I'll lose that when I cut it. So everything's undone and I'm ready to cut the roof off. Chop it here, keep going around there, cut this off, get the roof off,
and then maybe cut the rear quarters off, and then we can section the car in half. So no going back now. roof is off. We are cut through everywhere, and we can pull this off. Are you gonna have Phil? Yeah. Oh. There you go, going back. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is the moment. Yeah. Ready? Yeah. Woohoo!
I don't get to do that too many times in your life.
No. Awesome.
You know you did an even cut because it's square on the ground.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's a roadster.
There we go. Roadster R35. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So now we got to take the rear fenders off and then cut the floor in half,
This would be so
or
much fun. Rip around and
cut the floor in half first. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll cut the floor in half first and then weld it together. That way I keep more structure, leaving the rear quarters on. There we go. I think that's it for today. We did a clean up. We got rid of all the old stuff that I'm not using, so everything that's here will most likely go back in. And there you go. There's the car. And I will catch up with you next time. Bye.